In this video, you will learn about column height and width, dollar signs, wrap text, copy over, and other things. First, to start with, we'll start in cell B1, and we will, before we do that, let me make my screen a little bigger for you. You do not have to make your screen bigger, it's just so you can see it better. Alright, in B1, we will key in the words Target Monday. Underneath Target Monday, we'll put in some numbers, 289, 99, and under that, 78, 42. Okay, then we'll go over to cell C5. We'll put Shopko Tuesday. Underneath that, we'll put in the numbers 302, 68, and underneath that, 58, 12. Okay, over in A9, we'll put Walmart Wednesday. And underneath that, we'll put 2, 85, 99, and underneath that, 66, 87. Then we'll go over to E2, and we'll put grand total. Okay, so what we'll do is we will go over to B4, and we are going to put a top and double bottom border in this cell. So we'll go up to our border menu, which is the down arrow next to our border icon, and we'll scroll almost all the way down to where it says top and double bottom border. Click on that, go to C8, and since we just clicked on the top and double bottom border, it is now defaulted for the icon. So just click on that. And then in cell A12, we'll do the same thing. Click on the icon. And in F2, we'll do the same thing. Good. Now back over to B4. We're just going to add these numbers. So I can either click right on this auto sum, or if I wanted to, I could click the down arrow and click on sum. Either way, it will add it up. Once again, make sure that Excel has highlighted the correct information to add. If it is, enter. Go ahead and do it again. We're going to do the auto sum, enter, auto, and then we're going to click in cell A12, do your auto sum, enter. Alright, now we have our numbers. The next thing we're going to learn about is wrap text, or text wrap, wrapping text, however it's stated. What we're going to do is we're going to go up here where it says wrap text, and now notice that Target is on top of Monday. We're not going to leave it like this completely. We're going to actually center this. So let's go ahead up to the alignment area and center. That way it looks nice. Go ahead and click on C5, wrap text, and center. And the same for Walmart in A9, wrap text, and center. Okay, now you'll notice something on, I'm going to slide this down just a little bit, on Walmart Wednesday. Notice that it still didn't fit in the cell. Now there's a couple things we can do for what I'm going to show you on this video. If you go up to the alphabet bar, notice that you have all the alphabet letters up here. I call it the alphabet bar. There are lines between the alphabet letters, and you'll notice that your mouse or your cursor or arrow changes when it hits the line. So I want you to move your mouse to the line between A and B. Now you have some options here. You can either click and drag. Now of course you wouldn't leave it like that. I'm just showing you that you can click and drag to make that space available. Or with your mouse on the line between A and B on the alphabet bar, you can double click. Well, now I kind of messed things up a little bit. I'm going to have to scoot it back. Okay, there we go. I had to scoot it back a little bit so that the Walmart was on top of Wednesday because we still have the wrap text. And then once I did that, I double clicked on it so that it would space it out correctly. And you can do the same thing for the rows. Notice how you have a number bar. Let's just take, for instance, the line between 5 and 6. If I click and drag that line, notice how it makes it longer. Now, of course, we're not going to leave it like that. That doesn't look right. So I'm going to double click on that line between 5 and 6, and it's going to adjust it to the correct spacing. Okay. Now what we're going to do is, whoops, we have to click on E2. We're going to wrap that text. There we go. That looks a little better. Now, because I made my screen a little bit bigger, I'm going to, let's make the tad smaller. Hopefully that's okay for you to read. Actually, I'm going to click on grand total and center that so it looks nice. All right. In F2, what we are going to do is we are going to add 3 totals in different places. Notice how you have a total here, here, and here. Well, how do you add that? We're used to adding in a row or a column. So in F2, again, just like with everything in Microsoft Office, there's more than one way to do everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the AutoSum and just click on AutoSum. Now, of course, that's not right. Just like I said before, sometimes Excel will highlight things that aren't correct. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to, since we already have the setup here, because it automatically did that with the AutoSum, I'm just going to click on B4. Next, you need to hold down your control key. Hold down your control key, click on C8 and A12. Now notice I have the 3 totals highlighted. I don't have all the other numbers, I only have the totals. And that's what's displayed right here for me. I'm going to go ahead and enter, and now I have my total. Now, of course, this was the fast way to do it. I could have done it the long way and did the equal sign, B4 plus C8 plus A12. But why? Why take that much time? It's much easier just to go to AutoSum, click on the correct first answer, and then hold your control key down and click on anything else you need to, and then enter. All right, next what we're going to do is in F6, put January, and then next to that, do February. Once you have January and February typed in, I need you to move your mouse in the middle of the cell where we have January, and I need you to click and drag over to February. All I'm doing is highlighting both. Now, you need to have them both spelled correctly. If you do not have them spelled correctly, this will not work. Let me show you. The bottom right-hand corner where you see the green box, put your mouse on top of that, it turns into a black plus sign. You're going to click and you're going to drag to the right. Notice March, April, May, June. Okay, it fills in for you. And this will do the same thing if you have alphabet letters or if you have numbers or other things. But that's how you do it. The next thing we're going to do is put some numbers in. We'll do 1, 2, 3. Oops. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we'll do 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and 3, 2, 1. All right, now that's a pretty big area here. My goodness. I'm going to show you something interesting. Move your mouse to the middle of F6, where January is. Click and highlight the information from January to June to where this whole section is highlighted. Now what I want you to do, I want you to move your mouse on the green line. Notice now that your mouse has turned to 4 cross arrows. Hold your click down and drag up 1. You just moved a section. You can do this with 1 cell, 2 cells, 3 cells. You just highlight the area, put your mouse on the green line, make sure it turns into the 4 cross arrows, and go ahead and move it. Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to highlight from F8 over to H8, and I'm going to put my top and double bottom border on. As you can see, it's right there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply. I think these numbers are too small, but that's okay because we can adjust them in just a minute. So what I'm going to do, we start all formulas with an equal sign. I'm going to do F6 times F7. Good. Yeah, they look a little small. So I'm going to need these numbers to be a little bigger. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to enter. Excellent. That's what I want you to do. Put the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then enter. And it'll change the answer because we have that formula in there. Now, as you look at the answer, it looks really different versus a normal answer. Anytime you get an answer that looks very weird or different or just doesn't look right, it's a red flag. And you need to know that when you see this, notice it has an E and a plus or whatever it has in here. This is telling you, hey, I don't have enough room to display all the numbers. Well, we'll see if this works. I'm going to go up to the line between F and G. I'm going to double click and it widened the column so that all the numbers could fit. I'm going to undo this for a second. So once again, anytime you see something that looks really weird or, hey, this is totally not a number answer, you need to remember that you don't have enough room for all the numbers. So it's trying to figure out how to squish all those numbers down. So you need to go up to your alphabet bar and then find that line between the letters, wherever this may be, and either double click or click and drag, however you want to do it. And next what I want to show you is I want you to highlight all the numbers you see here. So F6 to H8, and we're going to put dollar signs in. In this number area at the top, you'll see the dollar sign. Go ahead and click on that, and then you have your dollar signs. I prefer you do it this way. You also, if you want to, you can always set up an area. Let's say in H2 to J2. We're going to put some numbers in there that we're going to have dollar signs. We can always pre-set it to where we have the dollar sign set in there. I mean, if you click off it, you can't see it. But if you put a number in there, like, oh, let's say 2, 3, 4. Once you get that number in there, or total, or whatever it may be, it'll automatically get that dollar sign attached to it. And of course, you can do it one at a time too. You don't always have to do it. Oh, I'm glad that happened. This is another thing that you have to remember. Now, not only will you get, oh, the weird thing that you saw before, but you will sometimes get pound signs. Means the same exact thing as that goofy looking number you got last time. Pound signs and goofy looking numbers, it just means, hey, I don't have enough room. Give me more room. So again, you have to go up to the alphabet bar, do your double clicking, and it gives it enough room.